moves like a digital magician, unveiling secrets of the blockchain with precision. While stories from the web, he's always in the know. Crypto community, vibing where the treasures flow. Web3 wonders, chain reactors on the scene. NFT insights and crypto dreams. Diving into meme coins, he's got the key. Hype around the web, that's where we'll be.
Good morning, Mega GMs, guys. Welcome to the Swarm Report. Man, I let that run a little long. I like it, though. I get kind of stuck in the groove.
Yeah, we don't usually get the end of that song. That was cool.
Well, did you know that there's no end?
Oh, it just keeps going?
If I let that go another 3 seconds, it just stops.
Ah.
It just stops. So I had to scramble like real quick to like pull it down. Man, do we have a fun show here today. Guys, it's Friday, October 24th. I'm trying to remember where we started the month. Bitcoin price wise, seeing if we actually end up with an October. It's not feeling that way, but holy cow, dude, there's so much cool stuff happening finally. Past few days, I know market hasn't been great past couple weeks, but past few days I've just been excited about the news around the space. You know, it's lots of prediction market news, lots. Even on virtual, some really good price action on some tokens, especially today. We'll talk about what's moving and why. Virtual's robotics looking great too. NFTs, a lot of fun stuff there as well. They get into it maybe today, but 8Fest kicking off, and I keep saying I think Hudah's got their vibes back. But today we'll be focused on prediction markets, virtuals, and I think you guys know, I hope you know, but really special guest coming on the second hour here today. The PredictBase team, who's been sponsoring the Friday show. I'm having a blast on their platform. About time we do this. Boys coming live on the show to talk about the PredictBase marketplace, prediction market. Man, okay, we've been placing those markets and betting on them. Also, polls were live, let's say a month or so ago. But live odds are now live in beta. Some of you guys have gotten your hands on it. I know Katz has gotten his hands on it. I'm poking around. Boy, oh boy, if that doesn't open things up, man. Katz, how are you doing, man?
Good. GM, everyone. Excited to finally bring the boys on. They got a lot cooking, and it's exciting times.
Dude, they really do. By the way, Friday show's community show, and I'll say this especially for the first hour here. Come up and chat. Everything we're talking about is fair game. Come up and chat with us about it. Again, prediction markets, virtuals, even crypto, kind of anything goes the first hour. I'll keep us on track, though. There are some big stories to get to. Quick GM Sovereign, it's great to see you, man. It is the prediction market super cycle, though. It really is. And God, the way we talked about super cycle before with like AI and meme coins and NFTs and all this stuff, we talked a big game and we didn't really live up to it. The prediction market thing, I think, is going to. I think it actually, in a way, already has. And to think that it already has with the kind of money we're seeing in these markets right now and like the deals that are happening outside of crypto and if that's the start, how silly does it get when it's, I want to say mainstream. It's mainstream. So when it actually gets like a crazy kind of super normie mass adoption, what does it look like? The volume on some of these markets that, the big ones we might see with maybe a million volume, maybe a few million volume. What does it look like when we start seeing markets with like a billion? Could we see a market with a billion in volume? I kind of think we would.
Honestly, now that it's worldwide, especially once Polymarket US goes, public, and we now have the one world liquidity pool with Kalshi and all these deals are signed. It's not crazy to think. I don't know, this is a hot take, but I don't think it's a zero-sum game either. We keep seeing like Kalshi and Polymarket up each other on their deals, but I don't think it's a zero-sum like winner-take-all game. I think the other prediction markets that are coming up can win too. Maybe you don't have that kind of, crazy volume, but there's going to be so much opportunity. I think there's opportunity for several of these prediction markets. That's why I'm so excited about PredictBase.
Yeah, especially if you have the thing that you like specialize in that makes you a little different and something you become known for. And PredictBase has exactly that. And we'll get more to that with those guys. But just the fact that you can create a market there and you can launch that market and market it and really just use it to kind of, I mean, for me, buff my content. Launch a market, and it's a whole thing that I can spend I could spend 20 minutes of my show talking about just the market I made or we made as a community, which you can't do on the other prediction markets. So it is pretty cool. Preddy testnet live odds, super sick. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Elizabeth Warren getting called out for her false drip. Oh, I didn't see, but we'll have to take a peek. All right, let's get to it, man. We do have a lot to talk about here today. First off, live on Abstract, live on X, live on actually today Pump Fun as well. And of course, live on YouTube. Hit the like wherever you're watching, but come over to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe over here to catch all these shows. We did a stream yesterday and had Scott from CryptoSlam had a data on. We talked a bit about Slam Nation. More coming on that front, like a lot more, especially when you start hearing the teams that are part of Slam Nation. I guess I can even just say whatever, the PredictBase guys I think you're going to see in the Slam Nation little ecosystem too. Point of that is we're going to start having more shows that are focused on the Slam Nation builders. And I think we're going to do some interesting things if we put those teams together on a single show and maybe have other projects pitch their projects, their ideas to a panel, something like that. Picture like a Shark Tank kind of like we got some fun stuff cooking. So subscribe over here. You want to catch all the content as it comes out and just put the spotlight on those awesome builders. Subscribe over here. Follow our boy Cats Fanatic. It's Cats Fanatic 0G, our Friday co-host for our prediction market show, which is just the freaking best. Follow SlamAI _XYZ. Go check out the white paper there. CryptoSlam.io. Look, I've told you we were kind of shuffling where stuff's going, branding and stuff, because we have a big launch coming up. I think the CryptoSlam account is going to be the Big Daddy account. So follow there as well. And you can follow me at Hudah _idiot. I have a quick comment. And I might sound fuddy. I might sound a little fuddy. I don't mean to, but I just got to talk real sometimes. X402, amazing. First off, amazing. I think everybody's realizing, like, if you didn't already, like realizing right probably today even how big it's going to be. I just get in my feels a little bit when I see, look, we went from like an AI meta to a robotics meta. All of a sudden, every project is now a robotics project. It's just it's where the attention is to everybody suddenly robotics project. X402 starting to heat up. All of a sudden, everybody's an X402 project, which I don't know what that means. It's like a payment rail. It's like saying we're an API project or we have an API. It's like one of those things. Everybody's going to be using X402. Make no mistake, that's going to happen. You're seeing a lot of tokens pumping today because they have enabled integrated X402, which is awesome. I just want you guys to be smart. If somebody's saying they have incorporated X402 or are building on it, just be aware everyone will be. Everyone will be. Make sure the product is great. That's all I'm saying. Make sure it's great. We're building on that front because we get where it's going as well. And you'll see the product and why it'll matter so much, but it comes back to the product. Make sure it's there, guys. Quick local updates, not going to spend too long, but Slam Nation, if you're a builder on Base, on Ethereum, even beyond, right? Reach out to us, get involved in Slam Nation. We're giving you free credits to our SlamAI ecosystem. Get tapped into Wallet DNA, all these incredible metrics here to power your ecosystems. Free. Come join us. Get together with the developers building in SlamAI. We'll pull you in our Slack. We've got some things we're cooking up together. So come on in, find the pinned tweet on CryptoSlam and fill out the thing. Come join us. And then again, we had a partnership announced with Tatum. I think it was Monday, whatever, this week. They're coming on the show next week, a bunch of guests next week. Some of them I can't name, but CEO Jeff coming on the show, ShopX coming on the show. I think Kiram coming on the show. We got a lot. We'll make the official announcements here soon, but next week's going to be packed with guests. Can't wait. And then last update, the Swarm is now on Coinbase. Not like the DeFi app. It's there too, but right on Coinbase, which is incredible. So, by the way, it's not just us. I'll put the spotlight on us, but it's every virtuals agent is now on Coinbase. Crazy stuff. So virtuals you can buy there. We knew that last week. Vader is there. Preddy's there. There we go. Preddy's on Coinbase. Again, this is not on that DEX they have. It's not. It's literally on Coinbase, anybody in the world can go and buy these virtuals tokens now, which is awesome. Kind of like X402, when everybody has it, it's like, okay, well, everybody has it. Is the product great is what matters. And you got a great product there, and you got a great one with the Swarm as well. But just make sure, if people are telling you that, make sure they're good. All right, cats. Quickly, let's do some more some macro talk before we get to prediction markets. Interesting week. Gold exploded, gold crashed. We've got a big old debate, Bitcoin versus gold, Peter Schiff on the Thread Guys stream, and we'll talk about that in a minute too. But I want to know from you, sentiment-wise, how are you feeling where we're at? Are we heading into the exciting part, or are you still not ready to be like, it's go time?
I mean, I'm in permabull mode, so I markets go down, markets go up, but overall we're still going up. Let's go.
I dig it. I think you and I live in that space, I think. Because we talk about it, it's like, if we're in a bear market, it doesn't change what we're doing. Still going to be here creating stuff, exploring stuff. It doesn't matter. I'm excited about a few things, and we've been tracking these and excited for them for a long time. And it's the regulations, legislation. Brian Armstrong's out in DC, and they're making this push for the Clarity Act to get passed. It's really close, guys. It's really close. He's meeting with the Democrats. He's meeting with the Republicans. They're all meeting separately. Cynthia Loomis had said the thing that's missing right now is everybody meeting together. We need that. But great here to see Brian say they're 90% done. If we listen, I'm not going to play the clip, but in the clip he said 90% of it's agreed to. It's the extra 10%, and he's like, none of it's crazy. It's just stuff we have to like hammer away at. They expect to have this out of the committee phase by Thanksgiving, and they expect to have this passed this year. And I've said this a lot. This to me is what opens the floodgates, right? Stable coins are what's going to bring normies in. It does. It just gets them exposure to crypto and crypto products just very easily. But this opens the floodgates for builders to come in and have that, clarity that they can build, right? And know they're not going to get got by the SEC or some other enforcement, agency. This is a huge, huge deal. That's why I'm so bullish on next year. So stay tuned for more there. Also things like this. JP Morgan to allow Bitcoin, Ether as collateral. Need that. We'll skip this, but just to know, narrative-wise, it's funny out there. Everything was M2, right? Cycle lives and dies by M2. That's not the talk anymore. It's the business cycle, liquidity cycle. And I'll tell you, man, Julian Biddle's great. I like his charts, but when you pull up his charts he's put out, it does line up, bro. It does line up. M2 did as well, but it does line up. Things look pretty darn promising here. Coming up, and again, we're looking at like business cycle here, and we ain't there yet, boys. We ain't there yet. Sovereign opens the floodgates for TradFi to buy shitters. I mean, that's the funny thing, right? And I try to like at least set expectations, right? I'm like, look, if people come in and they come in through building, or they're coming through stable coins, they're not coming for our bags, boys. They're not buying our shit, and everybody knows that. But I always say it's like 1%, a small percent of them are going to come and explore because they're going to, they'll be interested all of a sudden. They've got some exposure to crypto and stable coins. Be like, hey, this is kind of neat. Like now I'm starting to get it. Let's find out a little more, and a little more. And some of them will work their way to our shitters. That's for sure. We have Trump and Xi meeting next Thursday. I think that's officially on the books now, which is great. One of those things that'll give us some stability here, or some direction. So that's coming. But ahead of that, both sides are meeting. Actually, is this today? Today, there's going to be some trade talks between the U.S. and China, which is phenomenal. And then we have stories like this, cats. All trade talks with Canada terminated. So you get the good news followed by the bad news, and it's back to kind of uncertainty. I will say in its last point here on the market before we look at prices, the biggest thing to happen to this market, or that's coming that will move this market, is mortgage rates. I have a friend who met with, this is fine to say, this is not like anything crazy, but met with the CIO of BlackRock and just got his take on the market. And his take on the market was bullish on the crypto market. Just said the stock market looks sound, market in general looks fine, and talked about Bitcoin, just really fundamental thing. The supply cap there is going to keep that thing always incredible. But the number one thing he pointed to was mortgage rates. He said if rates fall below, I think it was 6%, he said, look out, economy is going to explode. And for so many reasons, right? people refinancing their homes, right? Probably new buy pressure on these. So it's just a lot of money to be made in the housing market again if rates fall, which will tangibly move this market. So fingers crossed there. All right, quickly, let's look at crypto prices. I want to refresh here. Dude, I actually can't wait to get to the virtual stuff today. I'm excited for that. Here we go. Bitcoin 111. Not bad. ETH 3,900. BNB back over 1,100. BNB's cooking, man. Ripple 246. Solana 192. A lot of green today, man. We'll take it. We had news yesterday. Kind of surprised me, dude. Trump pardoned CZ. You okay with that, Cats? Are we okay with this? A lot of people are like, even Trump said, well, we pardoned him because he was just a casualty of like the Biden war on crypto. And we're like, no, CZ was kind of a little different, right?
Yeah, his response wasn't acceptable. Like he acted like he didn't know of anything wrong he did. Meanwhile, I don't believe that for a minute with all the BNB and World Liberty Finance connections and all that.
There's so much shady stuff. There's so much. I know the Democrats are wanting to look into it, especially what's his name, like Michael Wyckoff or something like that, or part of World Liberty Finance. They want to have a look at his crypto bags because something feels a little off there. For me, it does too. I don't know. If this one feels weird. I mean, right? He wasn't just like a casualty of like, oh, he's building a crypto, go get him. There was accusations of money laundering, and we had actual terrorist organizations funneling money through Binance because no KYC at points. It did happen there, and I think it happened a lot. I mean, talking like ISIS and these guys, money like directly on Binance. Not great. Anyway, CZ's happy. I guess I'm happy for him. I still want everybody to be good, happy, whatever. So CZ's very, very happy. He's already free man, but what this might mean, maybe. Look, he served his prison time. He was banned from ever working at Binance again, though. That was part of his sentencing, right? I wonder if this means if you're pardoned, he can probably work for Binance again. I think. Katz, do you think
I guess, but what's he been doing? I mean, are we all kidding ourselves saying he hasn't been involved?
No, that's fair. Yeah, it's just these silly titles like I'm an advisor, I'm a whatever, right? Yeah, no, it's fair. I don't think anything changes. Bankers do worse and aren't convicted. That's the point, isn't it? That's the point. Like this still, well, maybe not still, but this attack on crypto and making it seem like it's a much dirtier thing than, maybe just transacting in US dollars. Same thing. In fact, it's worse in US dollars. It is. Sovereign, fine with a pardon. It was totally insane relative to what other financial institutions do and get ignored and then bailed out, right? And then they get bailed out. They commit crime and are saved. Yeah, it's all crazy and it's all fake and it's all who you know. And I to a degree hate it. But yeah, there we go. Opens the door for him to get back with Binance. Yeah, interesting. Look, cool market on Polymarket. Some people made a lot of money on this. Some people and maybe some not good people made a lot of money on this market. So as we expect, like insiders play these markets and insiders might play these markets very heavily. And it looks like this guy, what's his name? Garrett something. Do I have his name somewhere? Garrett Jin. This is the guy who shorted the market before Trump announced the tariffs on China like 2 weeks ago. Same guy who opened that, $200 million short on Bitcoin. Same dude opened up a position on that CZ market. CZ gets pardoned before whatever the date was, and he won. The same exact dude. It's a wallet tied to him. This guy's got to be looked into, man. He's got to be. He put out a thread explaining, why he made the bets he made. But you follow it up with a bet like this. I'm sorry, it's so shady. This doesn't belong here. It doesn't, and I hope it's looked into. I don't have any faith it will be, but anyway, dude made how much? I think Arkham put out almost $60,000. I wonder what he made in total. I feel like you would have put a bigger bet on something like that, right? If you knew, but not like 60 grand isn't nothing. Anyway, it's so shady. It's so dirty. Gold Bitcoin. It's been a fun topic this week. CZ predicted this is, forever ago and also more recently, but Bitcoin will flip gold. I believe it. I believe it. 25 years out, 20 years, I believe it. I can totally see it. But what's interesting there is the timing, like Peter Schiff on Thread Guy, and it was an awesome stream. Like awesome stream. I loved it. Super entertaining, and I like Peter Schiff. I think most of his shit talking of Bitcoin shtick. I really do believe that. But celebrating is pardoned by challenging him to a debate. CZ versus Peter Schiff. We need that, boys. We need that. And CZ agreeing, which is incredible, saying, yeah, he's in the mood for it. I think we're going to get it. Both have accepted. Now it's a matter of finding that host. So Schiff putting out a poll saying who should moderate this thing. Elon Musk, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Russell Brand. I don't know why him. But Musk is your winner on the poll. Wait, am I? Yeah, Musk is your winner here. Who would you want to see, Cats?
I mean, would Musk even agree to that? I don't know. I don't know.
But yeah, don't know.
I don't know. I think Joe Rogan would be fun.
That would be my vote. Did I vote? Yeah, that's my vote. Rogan would be perfect for it. Yeah, I wouldn't want Carlson. He's not pro Bitcoin at all. I think you need to be indifferent. I think Rogan's indifferent. Like, yeah, Rogan's perfect for it. Musk would be very much a Bitcoin guy. Yeah, Rogan would be perfect for this. But dude, yet all the crypto bros chiming in. Like Thread Guy, of course, replies. He's like, dude, bro, come on. He's like, you just did, you did our show. And so did CZ. Again, there it is. It was awesome. But Farouk threw his name in. Watcher Guru. Trying to think any other big names that chimed in and said, dude, me. And any of them would be great. But again, if you go to any of those guys, it's going to be kind of skewed. You don't want to do that with a crypto bro. You want a Joe Rogan. That's the perfect place for it. So, man, I hope we see that. I think an episode of Joe Rogan with Peter Schiff and CZ debating crypto. Well, less crypto, just gold versus Bitcoin would be phenomenal. And, we look for those things that get normies. That would be maybe one of his biggest episodes. Maybe. I think maybe Elon Musk or Kanye was his biggest episode. This could challenge it, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, it's really, really fun, really spicy. I hope we see it. We shall see. Thread Guy, by the way, we talked about it earlier this week, but as these prediction markets are scooping up their influencers and their streamers and whatever, Thread Guy now with Polymarket. Love it, dude. Love it. I mean, how long have we been saying streams belong with prediction markets? They're just perfect together. So this one makes a ton of sense. Thread Guy now covering Polymarket every stream, and he's got, I think, a $10,000 trading challenge. I don't know what he's doing and what, but love it. GG's. Phenomenal sponsorship. But we'll take that into prediction markets, dude, because they're looking phenomenal this week. I feel like Cats, we're probably going to say that every week, like big week for prediction markets. It's like, no shit.
Well, especially because we just entered like biggest sports season. We've got so many big sports going on. It just drives volume right now.
Yeah, man, for real. Oh, funny enough, we had the sports betting scandal yesterday, which is crazy.
Perfect timing.
Oh, dude, it's crazy. Funny enough, too, if you guys didn't see, I'm sure you saw, but we had like at least one NBA player arrested. We had an NBA coach arrested for being part of this like illegal sports gambling ring. And I think it was betting on games, but also like these illegal poker games where I saw a video of it. They were wearing like glasses and had cards that were marked. I think this is how it worked, where they could see what the card was. They had it like written on there, but you could only see it if you were wearing the glasses. And then something to do with like x-ray machines too. Some shit like that, right? Crazy. And then there's a big crypto bro, like one of our big crypto influencers who was involved, who played at those games. And he said, I don't know if you saw, Cats, it was Keyboard Monkey. So he had tweeted out, he's like, I played at those games. And he's like, I'm a really good poker player and I could never understand how I never would win. He's like, now I know. So it's crazy how we've got, crypto is kind of like entangled in everything at this point. Anyways, weekly prediction market notional volume hit an all-time high this week. This is really last week, but incredible. Also, I'm like, it's going to beat it probably next week and the week after, and it's only going to go up. Especially,
yeah, I mean, NBA started this week, so it's going to be higher next week.
Okay, well that makes sense then. You know what? You could probably then predict something like notional volume around like seasons, right? There's like you guys when I used to follow sports, I remember there was a certain time of the year it just sucked. There was no good sports on. Like there was no NFL, there's no NBA, no baseball. I think there's that couple month window of time and there's just nothing. So we'll probably see it fall off a cliff then. Maybe of politics,
the reality is though, I don't agree with that. It will come down because right now, yeah, you've got MLB playoffs, you got NBA started, you're in the thick of NFL, college football, NHL just signed with both of them. Like it's game on for sports right now, but at the same time, it's also mass onboarding season. So now that you get people used to prediction markets during the height of sports season, I think that carries over a lot because we're just getting a lot more people into it.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So they'll run out of sports bets and it's on to the next thing, whatever the hot topic is then. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. What else did we hit a high in? Prediction market volume, not an all-time high, but a third highest ever. So that's just across the major prediction markets. We're going to see PredictBase on this soon. We are. I really believe that with the live odds coming. Weekly prediction market transactions also all-time high. So it's not just the notional volume, but also number of transactions just skyrocketing. Demolished, like at this point, demolishing the election season. So good to see that. Number of users, not all-time high, but very close, maybe like the 5th or 6th highest. So just about every metric that counts right now, basically touching all-time high. This is a great dashboard, by the way. Just breaking down the types of markets, right? Sports versus crypto versus culture versus whatever. Really cool. And sports is just crushing. Anyway, good to see.
I just want like for people who don't understand and aren't looking at this stuff, like actually digging in and getting on these markets. Let me give you an example. The Denver Golden State basketball game last night. So the Nuggets versus Warriors. All right, there's so many basketball games. This is not like football volume, which is once a week. There's so many games. You want to take a guess on what the Kalshi volume on that game was last night?
Let me think. I don't even have like a range. Let's say 2 mil?
8.8 mil.
Wow.
For one random Thursday night basketball game.
Jesus.
Right? Almost 9 mil in volume on one random NBA game.
Okay.
I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like this is insane.
Yeah. All right. I think we will at some point see $1 billion market at some point. One day. It's probably not so soon, but holy cow, dude. There was nothing special about that game.
So in comparison, the Thursday night football game, all right, was the Chargers versus the Vikings. It did 17 million in volume. Now you're talking about just under half of the volume. I mean, 17 million is a lot, right? But you're talking about there's only, how many more basketball games are there than football? It's, astronomically bigger, and it did half of that volume in one random basketball game. That's pretty
insane. Wild. Oh, dude, that's wild. Yeah, wild. Okay, the market, amazing. The news, like maybe more amazing, like new partnerships, and Kat's mentioned before raising funds, and like it's getting crazy. Polymarket with a nice update here. I think this is fun, right? Now you can bet on what Bitcoin price up, down in 15-minute intervals. I like that stuff a lot. Like I did make some of those trades on Limitless. I just like quick markets. I like things, especially that you could bet on during a show. One day show focus markets, but for now, just something that you can resolve during the show. Just I think adds a little spice, but that's fun. That's something, most people would probably play. Again,
so
Bitcoin.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So, and again, I'm not trying to FUD Limitless, but I just never understood why the massive volume when this very thing could happen. The big players can just come and do the same thing. Mm-hmm. And I've always said Limitless is limited because you only have the crypto and stock prices. Like it was a cool concept in the short time intervals, but especially with like the direction the founders going with this crash out and all this stuff, I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like I don't understand why the huge appeal, but maybe it's just me.
I think I think you said it. They just kind of had first mover advantage there. And sometimes that's enough. Look, that works if you're building a ton more that's coming after. But if that's your only thing, and to your point, anybody else can implement it, and now you have it, then what are you done? Are you cooked? And that token, I don't want to say that token's cooked, but between the CJ crash outs on X and I can't get a read if he's just like if that's just the personality thing or if I don't know, the way he acts on there, we've seen how that plays out a lot. Something like Shaw, right? That very loud, very aggressive, and it can, it's either confidence or it's like it's all you got. And I can't tell with CJ if that's kind of all they got. But right now, token went from I think like 700 mil FDV. Last I saw was like 250, and I'm not sure what it's at today. But a lot of FUD about Limitless now too after that crazy sale on Cato. Nice launch, and then nothing but FUD since. So I'm curious to see how it plays out. And also, I don't care because if we're talking about prediction markets on base, PredictBase is the one. So I think Limitless will not matter here at some point. Could be way wrong, but PredictBase has got the upside. I'm not so sure about Limitless here. Polymarket looking to raise funds at a valuation of up to 15 bill, and Kalshi and Polymarket keep like one-upping each other, right? They were like 5 bill. It feels like just a month ago, 5 bill. And then it's like 10 bill. One of them, Kalshi's 10 bill, and then Polymarket's 12 bill. They just keep, they're up to 15 bill each basically at this point. And I don't think they stop there, man. I don't. We've seen what crypto projects can be valued at. This is bigger than a crypto project. No, I think we see these double, triple, which is insane. But I think that's the more realistic valuations of these, like in the long run. Crazy to see. And then, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna talk about this. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, just DraftKings getting in here too. They have to. We a few weeks back we saw. When Kalshi, what was it? They implemented what did Kalshi implement? It was like a month ago. That all of a sudden we saw like DraftKings stock price just crumble. It was I don't remember.
Well, I mean, they get everything from Robinhood, so in general, it's just Kalshi taking over the sports market is what kind of started crushing DraftKings and FanDuel. I was going to mention though, I saw, and I haven't verified this, so I don't know, but it would make sense to me. So I saw that DraftKings through like this Railbird acquisition though is actually in talks with Polymarket on how to implement this. Maybe like not an official partnership, but it makes sense because Kalshi is the CFTC, approved prediction market. So it has like that sports betting, I don't know, dominance on the US. And so it would make sense that they wouldn't talk with Kalshi. They'd kind of oppose them. And I mean, I know Polymarket US is coming and they're focusing on sports, but maybe there's something there where DraftKings is trying to get in with them as they're doing that. I don't know. It's just an interesting dynamic developing.
Dude, really? And I think it's props. I don't bet sports at all. Is it props? Is that the right term?
Oh, yeah, they did. And I mean, and they're expanding out. So yeah, they have prop bets now. They actually just added parlays, which is really spicy. But yeah, I mean, they just keep adding.
China, dude, interesting. Good news. Inflation rises to 3% lower than expectations. Good. Send it, dude. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so then let's see. So yeah, the DraftKings prediction market, kind of powered by Polymarket.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yep.
Okay,
yeah,
so then let's see if I get this. Markets exist on the DraftKings prediction market, and their KYC and all that stuff's over there, but the trades actually happen, settle, whatever on Polymarket. Is that how it works?
I don't fully understand because I think Railbird is its own CFT, like they have their own CFTC clearance. So I don't know that will work out. Maybe they're using their Oracle. I don't specifically know. I just saw that they were, in talks with Polymarket, which made sense to me because like they're going after Kalshi.
Go get them, boys. Yeah, freaking awesome. Crazy. So I can't even imagine what next week's stories will be, and then the week after and the week after, but you just know it's just going to keep escalating, and we'll probably see something so splashy like you don't even see it coming, but you're like, holy shit. Now that changes stuff. I expect that to happen. We got Rabby, integrating Polymarket markets into their wallet. I like this, by the way, bringing these things in wallet, just the less, the less like jumping around from site to site, platform to platform you do, the better. So nice little update there. Polymarket also integrating or letting you do BNB deposits and withdrawals. So just different kind of liquidity coming. It sounds like great. Kat's mentioned before, NHL partnered with Polymarket as their official prediction market, but also Kalshi. It's both of them, which is
the memes on it when the back-to-back announcements happened were pretty great.
What were people saying?
Well, the Spider-Man meme was pretty abundant because again, like the announcements were just like, oh, the official partner, and then one right after the other. Kalshi was the official partner, and Polymarket's the official partner. I was like, wait a second, what's happening here?
Yeah, for a minute there, I didn't understand it was both of them, and I thought there were typos, or I was just really confused. It kind of was a head fuck for a minute there. But yeah, it's both of them. It's both. Cool. I wonder why. Like, why not? Also, but yeah,
why not? Yeah, get all that liquidity in there.
Yep. Polymarket also now in the World app. So we're talking OpenAI and their whole World coin ecosystem. Good-ish, I guess. Moonship, boom. There you are. Yeah, Jupiter also getting into the prediction market game. So they're partnering with Kalshi. So there you go. What is this? Powered by Kalshi liquidity. So we'll have markets on Jupiter that are Kalshi markets.
Right, just like Robinhood. Same type of concept.
Yeah, man, just everywhere. Now over here, and you'll probably be able to explain this a little better, but over here in the virtuals world, prediction markets, they're kind of coming up too. Bookie was like radio silent for a while. Now back to, I think building. Hopefully they were already, but announcing a partnership here, integration. Like, do you know what's going on here?
Yeah, so I actually think this is a smart direction. So, Bookie, I think they launched in May, if I'm not mistaken, and it was going to be an AI sports book. And this was before prediction markets really took off, right? So, the world of sports books, the whole concept was smart because sports books, like IRL sports books, take a huge rake. They're making hand over fist. So the idea of using an AI sports book was brilliant, except overtime exists, and overtime has been building this out for 4 years and does it really, really well. And so I think they're going a smarter direction in partnering so essentially Bookie's kind of a front end, and where you can chat on X or Slack or Discord, whatever, and directly place a bet without leaving social media. So, and what they're doing is the back end of that is overtime. So, and if people don't know about overtime, like it's what Billy Betts uses too on their sports, the sports book side of things. Now, Billy Betts has a lot more to offer on the prediction market side of things as an aggregator. But if you just want to play, because there's a lot more options, like it's a traditional sports book, tons of spreads and prop bets and parlay building, all the stuff that you can do that you can't really do fully on prediction markets yet. It's offered in a sports book, and so overtime has all that, and it's fully on chain. So it's the fully on chain sports book. So to partner with that is pretty smart. And like I said, so like on the Billy side, if you just want the ability to do all that other stuff, you can do that on Billy's site too. They also use overtime. So overtime is the on chain sports book, and so this partnership's it's a really smart direction for them to go, to just be kind of the front end chatbot for that.
Man, love it. Are they doing anything in ACP? I think they are, right?
Man, I haven't seen them in ACP, and I don't know the answer to that. They're teasing about prediction market stuff in ACP. Obviously, Preddy's in the sandbox, and that makes sense. I don't think. I don't know. I'm trying not to flood my own bags here, right? But I don't see a case for the betting cluster anymore. We were really, from the hackathon back in the day, we were all like, oh, I was a big fan. Like I put out posts and research and all this stuff. I'm like, man, this makes sense. But again, everything changed with how prediction markets came out now. And so now it makes more sense on that side. And I don't know that Like, I don't know. We'll see how it develops. But I don't see Bookie in the ACP. And realistically, if they're using overtime now as the back end, I don't know that they'll need it.
Yeah, fair. Okay. More in still kind of the virtuals ecosystem. I don't know if projects love that they're always mentioned with virtuals, right? Just because they launched on virtuals, it's not like a virtuals product. We've seen that kind of conversation heat up. But OpenServe, who did launch on virtuals, OpenServe was our first or second guest on this show. I think second. Great guys, dude. Great freaking builders. Also getting into the prediction market game here. I don't totally understand, but a product called Dome. This is something more to do with, I think, this big old data, I don't know, infrastructure, but also like agents creating markets, betting on markets, whatever, which I love. Like I'm all 1,000% on board with that idea. It's one of those reasons I'm so bullish on the PredictBot, right? I love that idea of agents again making and betting on these markets. I think that's going to be huge. And I think they might have an edge too, maybe other than inside traders. But anyway, OpenServe is partnering with Dome. Here they are. Is it? I'm just trying to see if this is from OpenServe. It's not. No. But I actually want to touch base with those. I would like to get these guys back on and talk through this because it sounds like a big deal. Anything in the prediction market world's a big deal. But again, having met with those guys and talk, like they're those legit builders. I was listening to who was it? Hunter Arel yesterday on a Spaces talking about his platform called Loot, which is awesome. And he was talking about meeting with teams, and he's like, within 30 seconds if they're a legit builder or not, right? There's guys who are like within 30 seconds talking about like, we're going to cook Lambos, right? That kind of shit. And the guys who don't even mention token price and anything, and they're just like, they're excited about the tech and the build. And that's these guys. That's the vibe I got. These guys, like legit builders. You meet them, you talk to them, you're like, not like the rest, just different. Anyway, so I want to keep my eyes on this, see if there's an opportunity to play, a way for us to go and actually like trade in that ecosystem. But I want to see what kind of impact they have on the prediction market world here. But I do think they're cooking something pretty awesome. So we'll keep an eye on that. Spidey sense tells me they got something here. I'll skip all this because we don't have a ton of time, but this is just limitless FUD. TLDR dev selling. That's the story there. I think last prediction market kind of points here, but it's still crime season. Also, I think you get interesting insights here. There's some wallets that are bidding up yes on what is it? Will Satoshi move any Bitcoin in 2025? All of a sudden this week we had some like decent sized buys on that. And that came on the heels of some other markets that we did see insider trading, like the OpenAI browser, right? Day of, there were bets that, yes, it would come before, I think, October 31st, when there was no teases, nothing that it was coming. We'll get all these big yes buys, and we're like, oh, we think some insiders might know. And then same day it was announced OpenAI browser's out. And by the way, it is out. So it's on Mac OS. But you see something like this, and I'm with Gainsey, that kind of scares the shit out of me. If somebody knows and there's a plan and somebody's looking to make a little money on that, like a $10,000 maybe bet with, I think the odds probably being as low as I would imagine they are, that's probably a pretty big win you get there if it's moved. Anyway, that's spooky. And also now the odds for Roger Ver being pardoned after the CZ thing this week also up. And there's markets about SBF also getting a pardon. I don't think SBF gets the pardon, by the way. I think if I understand it right, I'm curious your take on it too, Cats, but the idea is like CZ, SBF enemies, probably anything that was like spoken about to get CZ pardon, it probably involved no pardon for SBF. I think. Have you heard similar?
I haven't heard anything, but that would make sense to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was basically that. It was basically like, yeah, no, the fact that he got pardoned means it's probably worse for SBF. Well, I don't know. We will see. But odds are still up, so we'll see. Virtual's been busy, man. They're kind of cooking. This week actually, the robotic stuff? I think it was.
Yeah, it was. And we got to talk before we're running out of time. We got to talk about Butler usage stuff.
All right, well, let's do that. Let's do quick. I don't have a ton to say here. Just virtuals, robotics. I get it. it makes sense. I still think there's something really interesting with, like, look, I look at the limitless thing. I think tokens are largely broken because I look, it's just like supply so big, so much fuckery, so much whatever. I'm just gonna keep the wheels spinning around how, like, if when robots are out there in the world and they're kind of powered by crypto for like every action they take and their reward, their incentive structure, probably crypto based. I see something that makes a lot more sense there with like token value being tied to like real world, like what is it? Like real world utility, like robots powered by these. I don't know. There's something there where I'm starting to just like I'm chewing on it still. There's something there that I think is really interesting with robots and tokens, and maybe more realistic token prices. I don't know. Well, that's another conversation still. Virtuals launched their Seesaw app. It's like the Vader smart glasses recording what you're doing, training robots. So Seesaw uses your iPhone. Kind of that simple. Like right now, some really simple tasks. Here, let me see. With Prisma XAI or Prisma X, stuff like I think it's like make a sandwich, load your dishwasher. I don't know if that was one, but stack some crackers. Really, really simple tasks that you record it, you feed the data in here. Neat, and I think we'll see that starting to get a lot more cool, like different kind of tasks. But again, those boys are cooking. Lots of announcements. I think a lot more coming. Should get pretty spicy. And then last thing, and then I want to talk ACP Butler with you cats. But shout out to Nick, who's got his Cardify project like cooking. That guy's built different. Like I think every day my respect for Nick just grows. Like he's a grinder. He's got his IRL business. He's got a family, and he still finds time to like advise projects and cook that Discord he's got going, and then run another project like this that. Maybe at first I thought this is like a little side thing, like a little side gig just for fun. Let's see how it goes. But no, he's putting like some serious dollars behind this project. And he's got this card printing machine and a warehouse. And like Nick's really building the project. He really is. So I'm watching this. He didn't have a token for this, I don't think. If he did, I'd probably buy it to support. But just keep your eyes on Nick. I think he is actually building something that just might work. So shout out to that guy. Virtuals. And ACP and Butler, that's the way you get your points now. No more points from trading or staking or anything like that. It's points for, well, staking virtual, but then also for using Butler. Cats, I think you found like I don't know if you're going to share alpha, but I think you found some interesting ways to play it, or at least know how it's working.
Yes. Because this is something we've been asking about. So because we didn't get clear answers and they won't give us the answer I've repeatedly gotten from multiple team members, we can't share the calculations, right, on how we do this. Okay, so there was a group of us. I'll leave it at that. There was a small group of us that decided, you know what, we're going to go in and break this. They want us to abuse this. They want us to figure it out. We're going to do it, right? So we've been hive minding this really hard all week. And it is abundantly clear, and I have proof that it is money spent matters. Okay. And I will say, like, we're doing this, like I'm doing it with an alt account and my main account, like testing different theories, doing all this stuff. We found some really great stuff for volume. If you're not using Butler and you don't know, like we've come up, like I came up with a Gloria prompt that you could get out. So at the time, now what's funny is every time we've done this, they've raised the prices on everything. The Wake Hacker one was great. Like we were prompting Wake Hacker to do security audits, 15 at a time. Now it took a long time, but at the time it was 0.001 USDC. So we're like, okay, perfect. It's free. We're just pumping transaction volume through, right? So I did that on my alt, just pumping Wake Hacker and Gloria, because Gloria was 0.01 cents and I could get all 19 reports. So it cost me 19 cents and I got 19 transactions, right? So I was trying to see if it's transaction volume versus money volume. My alt account, the last 2 days, I've had over 100 transactions on both days, 0 points. 0 points.
Wow.
Now, because, and I saw Soundman Picasso. Yeah, he's still here. We should get him up, because at one point he brought this up and was told he didn't spend enough. I saw it on the timeline, and it was further proof that I'm like, yeah, they care. This is a Wells game. So right now I've got about 500 points this week. on my main because we're just pumping essentially Axelrod transactions through. And I'm setting, a small stop loss, setting a small, take profit. But I'm only doing like $20 at a time on, maybe up to like 8 or 9 open positions. Honestly, like because this week is sucked up until today, I am down money and it costs 50 cents every transaction. And I'm usually putting anywhere from 50 to 80 transactions through a day on Axelrod. But again, that right there is $25 to $40 in just fees a day. So I'm well over $100 spent this week, and I have 500 points. Like look at that point board, right?
Guys in the tens of thousands.
Like I can't, and I'm farming this hard, like really trying to give it a go because next week's gonna have some good launches, and I can't, I can't keep up. Like with there's no way. Like I'm not a whale, right? I mean, for y'all who don't know, I started virtuals with $100. Now I've done really well from it. I cashed out like $4,500, and I still have decent bags, but like I don't have tons of liquidity to throw at this. I've also had some transactions to where like when you do a swap, and now I will say Celeste has been great. Okay, she's been great. But like I've had some transactions where like I was going to do a swap and should receive 100 USDC back and got nothing back. And I'm like, where are my tokens? And it took like over a day to get them back. But they're really good. Like customer support's been really good on this because they know there's a lot of issues. So I will give it to the team. They've been really good at helping fix issues, but it's also scary when I mean, $100 isn't anything to a lot of these big whales, but it's a big deal to me.
Yep.
So, because again, it's essentially wash trading over and over, like at the same funds, while losing fees. But it is a whales game, and that's the alpha I have for you all. Yeah, see, gravity's still got issues.
So it's spend money. It's spend actual dollars. Is it better to do trades or is it better to do like create content or get reports and that kind of stuff?
I mean, I don't know if it's solely off of fees or trading volume. We're still working that out because honestly, most of us aren't doing the video. Like, when Goon showed that the other day, I don't know if you saw, like he had to make a PFP that was awful. And so maybe V2's better. I don't know, like, because I'm not spending the $10 ones. It's Goon posts so much. Good luck finding it at this point. But I don't know if it's just specific money spent like that or if it's their take on it, like because again they won't tell us the exact calculation, but I'm telling you, you got to spend money to make money. And now that the whales are playing because there are no more points, like anchovies are dead. Good luck.
Yeah, damn, it's probably going to work out well for them, so GG's. But yeah, I mean, virtuals is great when it when the little guys could actually win too, like win big, and maybe doesn't exist. We got a couple minutes, just a couple before PredictBase comes up. We got Picasso on the stage here too, man. Welcome, dude.
GM to everybody, and Katz is right, man. I'm not a whale either, but I've been putting on my software engineering skills for the past 2 weeks on this. The first week was decent because nobody was really using it. Second week was a mess. And I did hear from Celeste, it's money spent. I don't remember the post because like Goon, I do post a lot myself because I went through a lot of information daily. I'm going to try a test this weekend with something. I'm trying to do some DCAing where I just have Butler, like, do like what do you call it? Like, hey, buy this token, take TP at X percentage, SL at certain percentage. And I did a test with Axelrod, but I didn't put enough money in, and I wish I did.
I do 50 to 80 of those a day.
Dude, it did a 50% on Axelrod, and I was like, dang. And I only put like 10 cents in it. But Celeste did tell me, because I've been pinging her and, giving her a lot of feedback because it was stuck like for 2 days. Then they updated it to V2. It's starting to be, I wouldn't say a super whales game because most whales sometimes don't want to do the technical part. but it's starting to become it. And I'm hoping we can somewhat position ourselves well, but I'm going to try spending maybe $5 a day. That's my thing, and to kind of spread it out. And I think the trade transactions are better than the analysis transactions. But I think it's based on how many transactions and how many money spent. But what I did notice a bit, I think the agents that are generating more ACP revenue, they might be favored. That's what I think.
Interesting.
Just like they kind of had it with the Genesis points too, kind of.
Very interesting. So
yeah,
I'm
it's
still
been a
sitting
crazy
out.
week, bro.
Yeah, I still am debating if I go and do it or if I don't do it. And it sounds like if you need a lot of money to get that, like I'm probably just going to keep sitting it out. I don't know if it's a good decision or not.
I say play around with it, bro. Like play around with it. Like I use Wake Acker as well. Big ups to Cats. I mean, we have similar, we have similar ways tactics, and I wasn't even in this little test group, but I was testing out some strategies he mentioned. I used Wake Acker. I even use Cyber Sentry. I use Axelrod. But I'm guessing since Axelrod is like the main swap autonomous agent to like facilitate a lot of ACP stuff, I would suggest anybody that wants to try it to maybe try Axelrod. That would be my little alpha. Like just having Axelrod do a few swaps as opposed to data transactions. But good luck to everybody, man. And big up to X402. I was holding some Virtuous token that supposedly did some stuff with China. It's up like 600%, man.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at it like, what the heck?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because look at some of these tokens that are, have incorporated or integrated X402 in their cookie. Santa's one of those. Huge pump, almost 3x. It's up almost 200%.
AI analyst, bro. I have to mention that, and sorry, it's a bit of alpha. I woke up and I saw 600%, and half of mine is staked, half of mine is liquid. I might TP it in 6 hours because I'm just waiting for the narrative to run. Because that baby was sitting at like lows, bro. Like it was just a small gem I just found. Something just told me to hold it because the team was gonna launch on Unicorn. They were gonna launch a 0x data thing, and they said it was like a 1-to-1 anybody that held AIN. And I just kept following the narrative. So it seems like the biggest X402. It's still less than $1 million. I'm going to be doing more research on it, but half of mine is stake, half of it is liquid. And please keep using Butler, guys. I think, I don't know, because I used $1, I'll be honest with you guys, and I got that big airdrop that came with, what was that token? What's the name? ATM. And I was in the VVC, Virtuous Ventures Capital live yesterday, and there were like ATM was there and AIX Bet was there. So those two teams they're gonna be working heavy because I think Virtuous is building this like every week. They just have like a major builder speak with different teams and different spaces. So
Love
big
it.
up to you guys. Great alpha today. I'm just gonna keep trenching. I think the trenching days are back.
I hope
That's what
so.
I think.
I hope so. Good to hear from you, man. Great takes there.
Real quick, Picasso.
You're gonna see me later on the quant one too. I'm following
hell yeah.
that.
Awesome.
Picasso,
I believe that as the future thing.
Picasso, what's your points this week?
I've not checked it, bro, but I will tell you what happened the first 2 weeks. I was number 88. So
Yeah, I'm just telling you, like now, ever since Ethermage put out that whole $1 thing, it signaled the money spent meta, and I'm telling you, like, because I'm putting in money. Like I promise you, I'm putting in more money, and my rank is going down every day.
$50 at it.
So no, I'm putting in $50 trades at a time. Like, and it ain't. I'm going down the leaderboard, so I would be interested to see.
If I get to take some profits, I might play around with it more, but I'm just watching the market a bit. But you are correct. Celeste did tell me, and sorry I don't have the post. She did kind of hint at me a bit because nobody wants to tell anybody the full alpha. You know how that it goes.
That's why I'm here to let you all know.
It's money spent. Yeah, I believe it's money spent as well.
Yeah,
I believe so. So big up Cats and big up everybody. Thanks for and yesterday was really big at the VVV Ventures Capital space. If you guys get a chance, please replay that. A lot of alphas was dropped by AIX Bet and base value. I believe those two teams are positioning. I mean, Cats, you're big in prediction markets. AIXBet, they're coming with something, and base volume, they're cooking something with options trading, and I've been playing around with that as well. I think you mentioned it, Mr. Hudah. I think you said something about the dollar options. Like, I think it might be a base season, man. I hope so. I'm just gonna keep my fingers crossed.
Man.
That's all I can say, fellas.
With
Thanks
you
for the
there.
time and big ups, man. See you at Quant again.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we'll see you this afternoon. By the way, I think that's a secret. I think that's alpha, by the way. Quant Fun, I think, are awesome. Picasso, I'm going to drop you down because we're getting ready for PredictBase, but love the takes, dude. And I appreciate you a ton. All right. PredictBase will be here in just a quick minute, but I am going to show some of these big token movers. I mean, Rabita, I think this is another all-time high, 371 mil FDV. Like, come on, it launched on virtuals, man. Like, it's a monster token. That thing we're all chasing, that thing that everybody gets into very cheap, and it's just hold, and hopefully we get some big, like, it happens. It doesn't happen in, a day. It doesn't happen in a week. It does maybe even a month, but over months, 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, whatever, we are seeing it happen here. Santa cooked as well, almost a 15 mil FDV. And I like, by the way, Mufasa said he sold most of his X402 tokens. Again, like, back to like the intro. This is not a comment on you, Mufasa, but it's funny because we're categorizing tokens as X402. And like I was saying at the intro, I'm like, it's like API. It's like a project that is an API. It's just a way for these projects to get paid. But like crypto Twitter right now is thinking, I got to get into X402 tokens. It's like, it's going to be everybody. Probably smart actually because of that to be out of them now, when then everyone's going to realize what X402 is. There's some big wins out there, and I think more to come. Provenance launched, looks really good, almost a 4 mil FDV. So really happy to see that. I'm gonna ping the PredictBase guys. But just a heads up on the board right now: Monkey Paw coming, PredictBot. Pettybot. I need to stop saying
not PredictBot.
No, not even close. ShopX, again, I still think is interesting. They're on the show on Monday. Jeff CEO also. We're gonna have two guests on Monday, so we'll have both ShopX and Jeff CEO on the show Monday. Hexar interesting. This is gonna be okay. Personal, fun, whatever. UFX Agent is about UFOs, UAP, that stuff. I love that stuff. Like love. Met with them yesterday. I like what they're cooking a lot. It's just going to be a fun project. It's like going to be like a side fun, whatever hobby in a way, right? But I was talking to him. I'm like, there's potential there as somebody who like really digs into the UAP stuff to have a central place to go find that stuff. You can serve it up agentically. I think you got something special. Nick has joined that team, which I think is awesome. Nick's all about that stuff. And most likely I will be joining that team as well in some capacity, just as a fun little side thing, guys. So you'll hear more about that project. But if you like the UAP UFO stuff, like, pay attention to this guy. This guy's a lot of fun. He's a character. I think we're gonna have fun with that one. Anything else, Cats, on your radar coming up? I actually do think, like, one last point, whether it's hang on, let me get the names real quick. I think some of those virtuals partners, like Prisma, and what was the other one? Like Robot, whatever. I think some of the big names here might not have tokens yet and maybe launching on virtual. Something like I'll just say like Prisma. It might actually be them. But have you heard that too?
Yeah, potentially. And Hexar was on the Builder Banter yesterday. They're, as a robot project. It's one of those things. So like this current epoch, and this is why we've been farming so hard. Okay. This next week, we get at least ShopX, Jeff CEO, and Hexar based off your Butler usage this week. So it'll be really telling with some good projects coming out, and especially if like the market's picking back up, what kind of airdrop we get off this farming. That's why, I mean, again, that's the whole point of me testing all this stuff out so I can share my experience with you all. But we do have, again, with virtuals, bringing them on Builder Banter and kind of pushing the robotics thing, I think Hexar is more interesting than just interesting, and Jeff CEO would do really well. I still don't know about ShopX, but regardless, we're gonna get all those tokens. Hexar? I'm just saying they were on Builder Banter yesterday, and virtuals likes them. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay, I need to look more into them then. I heard Will, and I don't know if he was talking about this or I might even misheard, but I think their last show, He was talking about a project here where I think Virtuals was following the project, and it was like a kind of under the radar project. I might have heard it entirely wrong.
I don't remember. I remember him saying that, but I don't remember which project it was. But
dude, I went through them all, and then I went to each founder and was like trying to see if if the follow was there. But then I was thinking about it too, and I'm like, well, we had on New World, and that founder was followed by either I think it was Virtuals too, and we're like, sometimes they're just friends, right?
I actually, I'm not a, I'm kind of like you. Like the robotics thing doesn't do it for me. I get it, but actually listening to Hexar yesterday was pretty interesting. Kind of them talking about the difference in normal LLM and like if you chat GPT something in the robotics world, it'll take 100 prompts to get to where you need to go. And they have it formulated where like they know how to fix robots. And so you can just prompt this specific and it knows exactly what you're talking about. Like, and it's not just robots, machines, laptops, whatever. So it's like a souped up tech version of ChatGPT. It's like an LLM that actually specifically on how to fix things when they go wrong with all these machines. So
that's right. That is pretty cool. And I'm not a handyman at all. If it,
right.
Robots especially, but like anything. So something in that.
And this is more of a B2B thing to start. Like they want to add on consumers, but they are looking at revenue from businesses, which is smart. I mean, I think they were talking about like a partnership with like a giant robot food delivery service in Europe that has over 1,200 robots already deployed, and stuff like that. I'm like, that's what you need to be doing. Like if one of those things has an issue, you need to be the go-to for it. So
dude, you know what's interesting? I was thinking about robots and why it's not so exciting for me. And then you mentioned you too. Like there's just something about it that's just, it's just missing that fucking magic sparkle thing, whatever that is. And I was like, well, why? I'm really trying to think of why. Because I get why there should be an opportunity in this stuff, right? If crypto is a way to raise capital, and if these teams are going to do buybacks and we think it's going to get attention, price goes up. Like that's why we're playing this stuff. But I'm like, but why is robot stuff not exciting? And I wonder if it's like it's a few things, but it's one, I don't feel like I'm going to have a robot, use a robot. I feel like it's a product I'm never going to touch, so I'm less interested in it. Even though that's probably not right. We probably all will have robots maybe in our house, but like that's 15 years, 20 years off, right? So like right out of the gates, it feels like a product that doesn't speak to me, so I'm a little less interested in it. And then if you're betting on it because it's like something that you think will scale, more B2B side of things, right? Businesses powered by robots, you're like, but I don't know if that's close either. I don't know if now's the time. So there's just those reasons where I think that probably is why it's not so exciting. It's just so unrelatable.
Yep, exact same. Whereas like me playing with prediction markets is fun and my friends are having fun. And I was at a cheer competition warm-up thing last night for my daughter, and my normie friend came and talked to me about a Taylor Swift market she was interested in. I'm like, see, this is happening. And she has nothing to do with crypto at all, but they're all into it. It's great. So I agree with you.
So you got to have a way to make it personal. That's got to be like one of the secret ingredients for a thing working. It has to feel personal. And so NFTs did because you're collecting with your buddies and you're chasing rare traits and stuff like that. And meme coins, it's because it's exciting and you're winning quickly with your buddies and your buddy's changing his life and you might change your life. And then robots, it has none of that. It has none of that. It doesn't have the quick action. It doesn't have the I'm touching it, I'm using it thing. Yeah. I think we figured it all out. Think we did. Gravity. Oh no. Gravity's expecting a wave of lawsuits when peckers are ripped off. Fair, probably really true. Probably really true. All right. Waiting for the PredictBase guys. I've sent a couple. Well, I'll send a message in TG. We'll see if we can get them. Cats, feel free if you want to try to ping too.
Wake them up. Yeah,
it's early, dude. They're in California. They're in LA, right? So it's like 5, 4.
It's 6:11 there. Yeah.
It's early, and dude, they work. They're like round the clock. So if
Mo put out a tweet at like 3 a.m. So I'm like, I wonder if he's making the show.
Oh no. All right. Well, in the meantime, plenty going on still. Let's go over here. Okay. I can't, bro. I can't shake the feeling here. I can't. Tweet from Bored Apes. Sailing into the weekend. Special thanks to our friends OpenSea for sponsoring this year's Ape Fest. Awesome. Does this color mean something? I also think this is a color they used with their mutants. I think if I remember back with mutants and evolutions and serum and stuff, I think it was that greenish color, but also like, dude, it still looks like abstract green to me or very, very close to it. am I reading way too much into this? Something else might be surfacing from them soon. So not from the apes, but from OpenSea. And then it's like kind of the abstract. It's a little brighter. It's a little more like fluorescent, but I don't know, man. I haven't been able to let go of that abstract, speculation. Am I reading too much into it, guys?
I think you're reading too much into it.
Fuck.
You want it to happen so bad.
I try to catch myself as soon as it's not like a real thing, and I'm like, but if it happens, and maybe, and I get excited. I get real excited about.
Can I be the voice of reason?
Yeah.
I mean, I try. So because you're talking about Luca buying abstract, right? Or, I mean, OpenSea, right?
I think something close to that, if not that. Yeah.
So that made sense before OpenSea just resurrected and made $1 bajillion, right? Like they already have a new team, and Adam Hollander's done a great job at really bringing crypto Twitter back to OpenSea. I mean, we were all against OpenSea for a long time. And, they really reversed course with that. That's because of the new team. Like, why would you bring on a new team and then after you now are making tons of money, sell it? Like, if you were going to sell it, you would do it before you did that, right?
Is it possible the deal already happened?
I mean, again, you're going to go down this conspiracy rabbit hole. I'm just trying to be the voice of reason.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to make it make sense. It wouldn't make sense, by the way. I can't see how that helps either side. But it's green, dude. It's green. By the way, we now have a 90.
Only one chain can be green.
Wait a second. It's also Kalshi green.
Yeah.
Hang
Maybe
on
it's Kalshi. That actually would make way more sense. I don't know what Bored Ape would do with Kalshi, but
well, yeah. So then if it's OpenSea partnering with the Kalshi prediction markets with NFTs, which I think makes sense anyways, just for fun markets, NFT projects like kind of have like a default home for prediction markets, then something like that. That makes way more sense, even if it doesn't make total sense, but it makes more sense. Magic Eden's been doing these NFT packs, RWA packs, which I actually were really, really hot. They did over 1 million in sales, and they were so overloaded they actually had to end or pause the pack sales. Were you following any of that, Cats?
no.
It looked interesting. Funny enough, I wasn't either. It's funny. That's the thing I love the most, and kind of didn't care. Okay, just to be honest, it felt like desperation's not the right word. Like total wrong word. Not a desperation play, but more like we don't have much else right now. So let's just like do some blind bags with NFTs we have, which works. We should. I hope we see more of it. People love to gamble. It just highlights how much people love to gamble, right? But a million in sales is pretty great. What did this guy get? Is this a magic card? Somebody pulls a magic card. Let me see what this is. I don't know magic well. I have some magic cards. I at one point wanted to get into it, and then I realized, dude, don't go down this rabbit hole. You'll never come out if you go down it. No, that's a Pokemon, not a magic card. It's a cool looking card too. But yeah, somebody pulled a card. Pack. Oh, dude, the packs are $250. Jesus Christ. $250 packs, pulled a almost $7,000 card though. Yeah, I like it. I like it, dude, a lot.
But how many $250 packs pulled a $5 card?
We don't talk about that. We don't know.
Okay.
Nope. It's kind of like OpenSea farming. No, you're right. No, these things are pretty like pretty EV negative. Hang on. The market's liking this CPI news, by the way. All right, hang on. Trying to see what we got here. Also, we can get into some PredictBase local news here in a quick second too, because there are some updates there. I was going to hold them till the boys are here. By the way, founder's name, we got Mo, and is the other one, is it Adrian? I don't know if I say his name right. I even asked him and he told it to me, and then I said it back to him wrong.
I think it is Adrian. I call him Adrian. I don't know. Yeah. That's probably something we should figure out. It's true, especially since I've talked to him face to face or on video.
Yeah. No, I feel like an idiot when I ask him and he says it, and then I instantly say it wrong right back to him. It's a fucking idiot. Let's do some PredictBase, which, by the way, actually, it's good to get this part right now. We're not going to see all-time highs this month. It doesn't look like it, which is okay. But talking about platform usage, right? Active wallets, returning wallets, new, all that stuff, way, way, way down. And I think that's fair. I mean, I think it's very obvious we need the live odds there to start really getting that hype back. Because, like, I'm a platform user. Until today, I haven't launched a market this month. Mostly because why? If there's not a ton of people that are going to bet on it, well, like, I'm throwing away money and I don't mind. It's still a lot of fun. But no, the thing that lets me like hyper gamble is the live odds. So with that coming, I think you're going to see these numbers. Honestly, like, I think you'll see them rocket up, like rocket. 226 wallets active this month, 139 returning, 81 new. Yeah, just 89 this month. We got a week to go, so we got time. Transactions down, interactions down. Yeah, just kind of down across the board here. But again, it's people knowing what's coming here, and it's like, we'll wait for that. That my money will go further there. Okay, that said, I did launch a market today. I don't think it's going to have any motion. We'll see. But will PredictBase have a new marketer poll with over 1,000 in volume by basically next Friday, end of day next Friday? I think they will. I bet both sides, but I'm leaning yes. And so let's go peek at some of the markets that are on the site. Let's go.
You said poll though, right?
I did market or poll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, market, they have over $1,000 volume markets every day.
Well, then there's an easy yes.
Yeah,
There's
that's
an easy yes.
bet yes.
There you go. Bet yes. Every day there's a $1,000 market.
Dude, look right there. There's a $2,000, $3,000 market, $8,000 market. Like,
yeah. So hang on, but like I'm looking at these, and I think they were launched in August. I wanted to see, maybe I didn't word it right. I wanted something that like launched this week. That I probably didn't word it well. I wonder if it'll actually resolve right.
Regardless, I would be willing to bet on the NFL game. They on the NFL game they'll have $1,000 volume market because they incentivize sports. They do the like pretty like weekly incentivization for the sports leaderboard. Those get a lot of volume.
I should have probably put it more like 15. But like to your point too, there's markets there with like 3,000 plus. Like it's pretty darn doable. Like it should be an easy yes. But yeah, the idea was new markets. Okay, I think this would resolve properly. I think new has got it covered. New market or poll.
And Mike Bennett, the Preddy token's already out. It's kind of hard to farm an airdrop.
That's fair. So I guess it's more like farm rewards kind of. Yeah, there you go. Let's see some hot markets on here right now. Bitcoin 150K by October 31st. Man, if there were some action here or a reason to take the no side, it's an easy no, but that's why it's only a 1.05x there. Fed decision in October. What else we got? I'm just looking for anything spicy. The sports ones definitely have motion, and like here's one that would have just launched. Yeah, a couple days ago. What was that market? 1,500 in volume. Let me see again. Yeah, 1,500. So yeah, I'm pretty damn sure we will be. So guys, like maybe don't hold me to this, but like I'm pretty darn sure. So most of you guys know I'm going to be hosting another show. This one with the CyberKongs. I think starting next week. 99% sure I'll be launching a market for that show. Kicking off the show, which I think would be really fun. I want to try to help bring other people that are not in virtuals, not on base, over to this side. I think it's a perfect place to try to do that. So I'll probably be kicking off the episode with a prediction market. It won't be Kongs focused. It'll be very like hot topic, some big narrative, like whether it's the Kobe story this week, something about that, right? Coinbase bought $25 million NFT to own a season of Kobe's up only show. Could be something about that. It could be something about CZ, Peter Schiff, gold, anything like that. But I want to do that kind of market and then incentivize the Kongs community to come and bet on that and bring it to this platform. We might, I don't know. Those guys are known for being kind of crazy, like traders. So maybe moves the needle a little bit. We'll see. So be watching out for that. Kat, what else is going on out there that's got your attention this week? Anywhere, NFTs, crypto.
Can we talk about Lurky?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not up on them the past few weeks.
Lurky just released they're going to have TGE coming up. And I'm pretty sure most people here know about Lurky, but I am so impressed by Lurky. They're running a Wire campaign right now, which if you all don't know about Wire, it's a very hot token because they're literally acquiring a bank. But yeah, even you just scroll down, you don't even have to watch the video if you don't want.
Is it this one here?
Yeah, so you don't have to just scroll down because they scroll down to right there. No, that post right there. That actually lists what they have. It's pretty impressive. And what I'm really impressed by, so, InfoFi is a big deal. Lurky, we tag Lurky on these because it gives amazing reports. But their token utility is really smart. And they're building a platform where projects can find Spaces hosts and pay them via it. They're going to have tipping. Like you can actually, as on your Spaces, people can tip you. And it'll actually read from the Song Jam DJ. It'll actually read, like you can put a message with the tip and it'll the AI will say the message and stuff.
Oh,
which
wow.
is pretty funny. But it's a really, really cool platform for Spaces hosts, and I think it's really smart. And I mean, if you've never been on the Lurky site, you should do it. It's wild, like the token info you get because they aggregate it all from Spaces, like tokens that are talked about. They can show you if like KOLs move markets essentially when they talk about stuff. It'll show you the price, action on stuff as it's talked about. It's really cool tech. So if people aren't familiar with Lurky yet, go to the coins. Yeah, I mean you're looking at your profile, but like on that dashboard, like just go to the coins tab. It's pretty cool. Like you can actually
their idea is so smart, by the way.
It's so smart.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what if you're not familiar with Lurky, because people can use ChatGPT and make posts and do all the AI slop content and all that stuff now, but on Spaces in general, you get more actual discussion about stuff, and so it's interesting. And they take both negative and positive sentiment when people do campaigns. Of course, there's a lot of farming that happens, and there will be a lot of farming for the Wire campaign right now because it's a valuable campaign if you get airdrop. But it's really interesting, like how sentiment is talked about, and you can see it live time by the way people are having discussions, and it's all aggregated, right? Like, I mean, it's also cool if you go to Spaces, like go to the Spaces tab. On Twitter, you can only see like 6 spaces going on your sidebar. This has all, like, keep scrolling down.
Does it have them when they're live? Oh, it does.
Lives. Look at that.
Dude.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? Like there's 6 pages of Spaces going on right now. How many listeners, how long they've been live. So I actually go to that to see if there's anything I'm interested in listening to, because I'm like, man, like I can't see everything, on the 6 spaces that are live on my Twitter screen, but I can go through here. And I've joined spaces like this because I'm like, oh, I might be interested in this. And you meet new people. It's a better way of networking, get outside of your little bubble. So yeah, it's really cool. Like there's a lot of cool stuff coming with Lurky.
Dude, it's brilliant. Are people like speculating on price? Like
I haven't, I don't know. I'm sure they are. I haven't like looked into price yet. I honestly don't even know what chain they're what platform they're launching on yet.
Oh, interesting. Shouldn't assume base. Okay.
I mean, I would assume base, but I don't know. Will it be Aerodrome? Will it be Virtuals? Will it be, I don't know. Cause I mean, it's an AI product, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. Cause they do stuff in every chain too. Like they've met with, what's the arena on AVAX? Like they've met with those people. Like they do everything. So they, cause it's not
over there. I don't want to see them.
No. I know. I'm just saying, but like, I'm saying they're not like, oh, I'm just, Virtuals bubble, or like they're smart. They do every chain. So I don't know specifically what chain their token will be on. Considering you can tip people in base ETH right now, like in their first iteration, and more tokens will come from after that, I would imagine it'll be base, but I don't know what platform it'll launch on.
Interesting. Well, they got something that's like instantly useful and has, I think, basically no competition. I love it. And like, I still think there's something to, because we've been talking to them for a while. I think there's something to take in like our wallet DNA and tying it to people, like the X accounts. Because like, look, if you're measuring sentiment based on who's talking about stuff, how early, right? You're
Mhm.
trying to get like projects are trying to not move away from the Cato thing, but kind of they're trying to find a better way to do it. I'm like, man, is there not a better way to do it where it's like, the people that are sharing info and then how a token price moves after they talk about it. But more than that, you see like the quality of trader or holder that comes into the token after it's chilled on that spaces or whatever. I'm like, there's something really, really magic there. So um hope to
Yeah.
see that come to fruition.
Cool tech.
Like really cool tech. Yeah. All right. Well, I need to get more active kicking off the spaces on, the daily shows to keep farming, you know, well, farming. I want some more token. I don't think my points are very good. I don't know what's good over there, but
Yeah, you got more than me. So
all right. Well, and it's okay. It's
that's the thing. It's not even something that I'm gonna get a lot of allocation or anything. It's just really cool tech to me. I think it's really pretty fascinating.
yeah, man, freaking love it. Other news this week, and we mentioned this earlier, but I did want to circle back. Okay, so we had right the $25 million NFT sale, Kobe, his up only show, awesome, right? And all of a sudden, content creators are like, my shit's worth a lot of money now, right? If somebody's buying a 8 episodes of a podcast for $25 million, you're like, well, my shit's then worth, I don't know, 10,000 an episode. Ain't gonna work. Like I think that was a bigger deal, marketing ploy, whatever. Because Coinbase also bought Echo.Fun, which is Kobe's. I still struggle to find the right thing to call it. It's not a token launch pad. It's like a fund. It's like Cato and doing those token pre-sale kind of things, right? So it's ICM, Internet Capital Markets. It's place for projects to raise capital. But they bought that for $375 million. $375 million they bought Echo.Fun for. So then you combine that with the podcast, it's a $400 million deal. And I think that's how we got to look at it. They bought the launch pad for $400 million and they get a podcast with it. So pretty darn cool. But dude, when I see this, I'm like, this is now an official Coinbase kind of a launch pad. Huge competition all of a sudden for virtuals. In huge competition, I think, for Aerodrome, right? Unless I'm looking at it the wrong way. But I think it's competition. Do you guys read like me? Is that like big old competition for the other base launch pads? I think it is. I think it is. Coinbase token launch. I need to think about it more if it's a launch pad or not. We'll see. Hey, good morning, 8-7. We're talking about a lot, dude. We've you know what we can rewind the whole thing and run it all back if you want. No, we gone through prediction markets and we did the virtuals fun. Waiting on right now the PredictBase team to come. They may not make it. I'm just thinking they might. Like it is really early for the guys. Like Kat said, I think dude's tweeting at 3 a.m. Like they're working literally around the clock. So if they don't make it today, we'll reschedule. I know they want to be on, so we'll definitely get them back on here. But at this point, yeah, waiting for the PredictBase team to make it, which would be spicy. There we go. There we go. That's what we're looking to see. If this is true, I'm trying to see if this is just recycled news or if this is like fresh alpha. Let's see. Polymarket CMO confirms a native poly token and airdrop. We've heard that they're going to do it, like speculation. They've hinted around it too. I think they've even maybe even said poly. They've definitely made it sound like it's definitely coming. I think we all knew it's coming, but I don't know if we ever had an official, yes, there's a poly token coming. I've not heard it. Did you heard that, Katz?
I mean, I saw that. Yeah, we've all been speculating for a while. Hey, I got us a special guest up since we've been waiting, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Do you know Bread?
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So Bread is like the coolest guy. If you all don't know Bread, he's the dev for Billy Betts, and he is incredible. So I wanted to bring Brett up though to talk to some about. So one of the things I'm most bullish on Billy is all the aggregation side of prediction markets, and Brett is the one building this. And I want him to explain some of the intricacies and why this is so difficult, because people don't understand how hard it is to aggregate prediction markets. And when I was just talking about how I don't think this is a zero-sum game where like there's a winner take all, it's why it has me so bullish on Billy specifically, because I think if users have a way of seeing all the available odds on a specific market, and they have a dashboard to go to and say, oh well, Polymarket's got the best, or Myriad, or PredictBase, or Kalshi, here's the best odds, I want to play that. Like I want to play this market, but I want to play it at the best odds. That's super bullish. Like I think, because again, it's not going to just be a winner take all thing. People are going to be able to arb, and that's what Billy's building, specifically Bread. So I was hoping he can explain some of that to people who don't know what's going on there.
Hell yeah. Welcome, Bread. Dude, I don't think we've chatted before. Like Bunchy's been on here a couple times, but this might be our first. It's special. It's magic. Dude, how are you?
GM gang, not too bad. Yeah, I was just getting up. I'm halfway through my first coffee today, so we're getting there, getting the gears going. Getting ready for another weekend of football. So, and now we've got NBA and NHL and MLB. So it's been it's been crazy this week. But yeah, no, dude, happy to chat, man. This is something that we've been doing since man. I mean, we started building on Polymarket at the end of January,
Yeah, this is where you guys like thrive. Like it's fucking like peak. I don't know. It's peak sports right now. So it's like full throttle for you guys. Man, I remember when you guys launched too. Jesus. Did you say it was January? It was January, wasn't it? Or February?
Yeah, it was the very beginning of February. Joe and I started building it. Yeah, like the last week of like the second to last week of January, we started actually turning knobs and hitting buttons, and then February we turned it on.
I can't believe how long it's been, but also how quick it's gone too, right? Like I remember when you guys launched with Vader and that all came on. Like, dude, you guys tie into so many like narratives here in the space. Dude, that was in January. Wow. Dude, tell us what you're cooking right now, and then what Katz was talking about, like the tech behind it. As deep as you want to go. I don't know how long we got here, but would love to hear.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I won't go like super, super deep because it gets like really technical. But like, yeah, I mean, it's we've got a bunch of things in the works right now, a bunch of shit that I've been building. I know that Kat's asked about he's a homie and an awesome community member. He asked about some of the challenges, about having an aggregator for these prediction markets. And it's, bro, I mean, just I've got a file for mappings, right? That will essentially take like the slug from Poly Market, the ticker from Kalshi, the URL slug from Myriad, and try to find exactly what the hell game it's talking about, because that's the biggest problem with all these prediction markets is they name their markets differently. And so trying to run, comparative analysis between, Super Bowl winner 2026 and who will win the American Football Championship in 2026, and then I think I forget which platform has them all broken down to each team, so will Miami win the Pro Football Championship? Will Dallas win the full, the Pro Football Championship, and at the end of the day, it's the same market. It's the Super Bowl. And so really, trying to arb those and trying to get it to a spot to where, it comes in, it hits our back end and then actually gets assigned a correct and accurate market to compare to the other markets. That's been definitely an exercise in patience for sure.
Dude, it's funny. Like that's one of those things when somebody says it to you, it's like obvious that it's a problem. But I hadn't thought about it, right? I didn't think about it. It's just not a thing I spend my time. Like I'm not deving this thing out, so I wouldn't have known that's such a big problem. But Katz was telling me about it like a week or two ago, and I'm like, oh, holy shit. No, I can see why that'd be so challenging, right? It's the wording of it. How do you fucking, standardize it or know this market is the same as this market, and they just live different places, worded differently? How the fuck do you do it?
And on top of that, each market has two sides, right? You've got a yes side of the market and a no side of the market too. So there's it gets to be insane when you start trying to run some of these ARB opportunities, or market make on the no side. I guess like some alpha is that like, Billy's been doing a lot on the background market making for some Kalshi markets, and so it's something that we're kind of experimenting with as well for. They're called RFQs, but ultimately it's parlays, and market making parlays. We've been doing some of that for Kalshi and trying to figure out right now the best way to offer and make those available to users as well.
All right, question. If you were to sum up what Billy Betts does now, what would it be? Because like I know when I first got in like learned to you guys, became a token holder, I didn't understand it. Like I'm like, okay, it's an agent that'll make bets on what, a game or just a prediction market, the end. But it's like it's so much more. Like how do you explain to somebody what Billy Betts is?
Yeah, man. So yeah, when it started, dude, back in the early days, it was just Billy was, and he still does this, but all he could do back in February was, bet NBA money line, and he maintains his own wallet, his own bet sizes, does his deep research on each, game, each team, travel schedules. I mean, literally hundreds of data points go into his brain. And that's evolved from February to the point now where currently on the platform you can link your Kalshi or you can sign up and use Polymarket as well, fund your account and let Billy go ahead and make bets for you. You can set up a strategy called they're automated strategies with take profit threshold. So you can say, Billy, here I'm going to load $100 into this wallet. I want you to do a max bet of $10 on each game, at $50 a day max amount. And if any of those games I hit 60% profit, just exit, and I've been having him run that for me for totals and spreads the past couple of weekends, and he's been just absolutely crushing it for me. The money line games are interesting. It seems like this season in particular, and I, not to go too tinfoil hat, but seeing all the stuff that's happened recently with the NBA, I don't think that the NFL is completely innocent. I don't think that the MLB is completely innocent. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how this all shakes out.
It's not good. Oh, dude, speaking of tinfoil hat, this is random as hell. I remember Bunchu used to do like maybe a once a week podcast or stream with, it was either you or somebody else on your team, but it was like real life stuff and like conspiracy theory stuff too. Was that you?
No, that wasn't me. I was like, I would chat with Bunchu about that podcast, but no, I was never on that. And then I think that evolved into like an AI podcast.
Got it. Okay, cool. I didn't know if I had a fellow tinfoil hatter here. I guess everybody.
I totally am. Yeah, but we can save that for another day. I guess.
Yeah. No, dude, I swear, I've been asking buddies. I think we need to get like some kind of like tinfoil hat podcast or something just for fun, because I think all crypto bros are kind of into that stuff too. Dude, you used to work. I never caught this on your profile. You used to work at Now Media.
Yeah. I was the director of blockchain for NFT Now, who then became Now Media.
No shit, dude. Do you remember, again, this is all kind of random, didn't they do some kind of like I'm trying to think of the right way to call it. It was like this on-chain, what was it? On-chain like certification.
Sovereignty.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, that was cool. Did you have your fingers in that?
I built that whole thing. Yeah, the factories and all the smart contracts, and then Aaron, the CTO over there, linked it up to the front end for them. So I built that whole thing, partnered with Base, and that was a lot of fun. I'm a blockchain tech maxi at heart. You know what I mean? Like I don't really care what chain it's on, all that BS, whatever we want to argue about on the timeline. Like I just think the tech is so powerful, and so I was spinning tires at PepsiCo for about a year. I was leading Web3 strategy and implementation for PepsiCo Global, and it was just an absolute nightmare spinning tires and trying to get through red tape. It's like we're never going to be able to actually use this tech because of all of the loopholes and all of the red tape and all the stuff you got to jump through. And NFT Now hit me up, and I was like, yeah, let's fucking go. Let's do it.
That's awesome. No, that idea though is like even now more important than ever, just in this age of AI spitting out bullshit left and right. I mean, it just does. And we know that hallucinations are like a problem. And I'm like, dude, that thing that you guys had cooked up is like the fix for so many things. So I hope to see that.
Yeah,
in iterations
we
of
were
it
too
every-
early. We were just too early on it. I think, was told by the head of a larger legacy media company that accountability isn't profitable. And so,
fuck that, man.
yeah,
It's
bro,
probably true.
absolutely. I mean, news is entertainment media. You know what I mean? And so it was kind of a punch in the gut, but ultimately it proved that, like, yeah, we were just early on that.
I think that's how it'll play out too. Yeah, if you ever get downtime from Billy Betts, which I don't think you ever will, but spin something like that back up on your own. It might not be early now. Might not be. Dude, you stay busy, huh?
Brett
man.
Brett is a giga brain. I told you, man.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing in the space? I mean, I know you're full throttle everything Billy Betts. Well, actually, first of all, you're a sports guy, right? I'm assuming so. You're working on this. You got to be a sports guy like Bunshu.
I've become more of a sports guy for sure. I've always been, as far as the sports are concerned, I've been, I've like golfed my whole life. I was a professional skier for a while, so more of like the individual sports, I was, as a kid, I had a problem with authority. And so team sports weren't really the best option for me. You know what I mean?
I feel it, dude. Real cool. What else is going on out there that excites you?
Oh, dude, 402, man. That's like, I'm preaching, screaming from the rooftops right now, dude. The new tech on the Coinbase put out that's called X402. Dude, it's so cool. I mean, well, it's really nerdy shit, but like ultimately it's some tech that lives at like the internet protocol level. It's not like it's an L4, L5 that does this and we're farming it for an airdrop. It's like, no, this is like 404 not found, is like a basic internet thing. Well, this is 402. This is like a basic internet thing that allows payment rails, right? And so, in a nutshell, what it can do is now, instead of having to have API keys and have, like, oh, I pay $20 a month for this API key or whatever, it's pay per call. And it's instant and it's USDC and it's right out of a wallet that's either your wallet or they can spin one up for you, like a Privy or a Coinbase wallet, but at the end of the day, it's there's no more API keys. And so I've been built, obviously, like I built it for Billy. Going to be launching that. I mean, probably a demo this weekend, but for his deep research, right? So like Billy, what he does in the mornings before he starts really applying things to the games and deciding, if he's going to bet, what you should bet, the BCS score, all of those things, he gets essentially, like, we refer to it as like his morning paper. And it's like a 13-page PDF deep research output for any given game. And it's crazy. And so what we're going to do is open that up to an API endpoint that people can go and essentially be like, $1 to get like this crazy deep research output on any game. But what it also allows, and more so what it allows, is the fact that other agents can now call that API and pay $1 to have that information and do whatever the hell they want with it. So it's going to allow other teams to kind of build on top of Billy's knowledge and Billy's brain.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Like, really, really, really cool. Okay, so now it's like agents don't need to connect in somebody else's swarm, like somebody else's ACP, whatever. Everything's going to be interconnected just on this one protocol, right? Is that? I think I understand it, right?
Yeah, essentially, it's like it allows agent to agent commerce. Without you don't have to do anything. You fund a wallet that, 90% of agents that are operating out in the space have a wallet attached to them somehow. And so, yeah, you fund the wallet and then the agent can go and crawl and be like, oh, I need sports info. I'm going to hit up Billy Betts and, I'll pay $1 for the deep research and 5 cents a call for whatever else I need, and then if it needs some weather stuff, it'll go to some other weather agent and just automatically pay the $1 it needs for whatever information it needs. And, it really allows, agent to agent commerce.
Wild. Yeah, that thing we were all hoping for. I think it's like just about here. Funny enough, dude, we were talking about 402 before you came on, and like we saw all these tokens pumping in the past day or two, and everybody's talking about the 402 tokens. We're like, no guys, no, don't buy a token because it's a 402 project. It's not what it is. I'm like, everything is going to use 402 x4. Everything will. Every fucking thing on the internet will, especially as like this stable coin like forever is coming here. It's so funny, the timing of the conversation.
As a non-dev person though, with Coinbase doing this, is this just base? Like, I mean, is this going to be base specific?
No, it's across a bunch of chains. Right now, it's Base. I think you just opened up Solana. There's Arbitrum, I believe, as well. There's a few of them. It'll ultimately span the entire ecosystem of anything on chain, except maybe Bitcoin, until one of those crazy puppets comes and tries to build something for it. And
like, I'm not techie at all. Like, I'm not a dev, but this is like based on HTTP. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's like fundamental internet shit.
Yeah. Oh man, wild. This is one of those. Okay, so while I was kind of clowning on tokens that are saying X402, it still is that big where I get the hype. It's kind of directed at the wrong place, but I get the hype. It is that big. Is it like the fundamental internet layer? Like, we always say like a couple times a year you get some game-changing thing that happens. Like, this is that. This is one of those game-changing things. It's just not, people are just kind of reading it wrong. But I get why most people don't really understand a lot of the tech here, and we just think we can gamble on.
Yeah, it gets heady. The tech is like and I've preached for years that like the most boring tech is always the most valuable. You know what I mean? And like it just gets heady and it gets in the technical weeds. And out here in this, the crypto Twitter bubble, it's just what's the CA and what's the what's the token attached to it, and people are just going to chase the gains. So
yeah, dude, Mike Bennett, it's a good point. And actually, it's a question I think for Brad. Mike's saying, I heard about this, how it could replace clunky, expensive APIs. Yeah, do APIs become obsolete with something like X402, or is there still a need for APIs?
Well, so like what you still have to, like, from a tech perspective, you still have to build the API. You know what I mean? You still have to build out an API, but instead of now, typically it'd be like, if anybody's using, OpenAI and like Chat GPT, right? So like if you use chat in any program, you have to type in your API key, right? And you're paying OpenAI monthly for, to have it, and you get your key issued. If your key gets leaked, well, now someone else has it. You're going to go over your spend limit. You have to get issued a new key, and do all of these things. With the 402, there's no individual keys per user. It's just one master API endpoint, and everybody just pays per call.
Dude, so interesting. Oh man. By the way, congrats for your Coinbase listing.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, thanks man. Yeah, that was it was an interesting time working with them, Virtuals Ventures. We were chatting with Delphi, a couple other guys. Like it's there's a lot of promise here with sports and prediction markets. It's just a matter of really the best way to offer it to users that's so that you can still monetize but isn't we don't want to get labeled as like pick sellers, and what's been a little tough is that we don't take custody of funds, right? Because that allows us to not have to register as like a sports book or gambling licenses and all of that stuff, because we never custody any user funds. So it's definitely been an exercise in figuring out what people want and what people are willing to actually pay for.
Dude, yes. And I don't know if you knew this. I was saying that just in a funny way too, but like all the virtuals tokens, you can buy them on Coinbase now. So I'm looking like you can go on Coinbase, like regular old Coinbase, you can buy Billy Betts token right here, which is crazy. Crazy. I don't think the world knows or ready yet, but freaking huge.
I have something else I want to ask Brett about. So you're just talking about how essentially this is, agent to agent commerce. What I'm interested in, and we've done this with PredictBase, where we get the PredictBot to interact with. We've had it with Grok, we've had it with AIXBT, where the agents interact and create a prediction market or bet on a prediction market. Do you see more of that coming because of these X402s? Like, is that going to be like the prediction market met us here? What do you think about agents betting on prediction markets?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to see a lot more of it. I mean, like Billy's been placing his bets on Poly Market since February. And so it's not. I mean, it's not hard to do. It's not turnkey either. So I think that we'll start to see more agents popping up and placing bets. I think that there's a couple on the timeline that allow you to place some bets through the timeline. You start to get into some gray area with geolocation and where you're routing bets, whether you're Kalshi or Polymarket or Limitless or Myriad or, I mean, there are some challenges there. And so I guess we're just gonna have to see really, we're all holding our breath right now, waiting on this Polymarket US rollout. We thought it was going to happen like a week and a half ago, so once Polymarket US rolls out, I think we'll see a ton more agents placing bets automatically and posting about it out on the timeline.
Yeah, that gets super spicy for me. I love that.
Yeah, real cool, real cool. All right, guys, I actually have to wrap. I didn't have a meeting coming up in 7 minutes, and all of a sudden now I do, and it's actually X402 related. So I'm kind of excited for that. But
I'll be there, bro. Let's go,
dude. Come,
hey,
you should join. You should join.
Hey,
no,
get
we're as well on that front. So,
I was gonna say, get Brett in Slam Nation.
Brad, I will hit you up right after. I'm gonna send you a little something. We're putting together like a really cool squad of builders who are all kind of cooking in the stuff we're all cooking in. So I'll reach out to you, and then, dude, I would love to have you back on and bunch you on too. And let's like show people, I think for the third time now, but like it's been months since we last did it. Let's show everybody Billy Bets and why it's so freaking awesome. But yeah, I'll reach out to you. Would love to get you back on the video side if you're up for it too.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, let's set it up.
Love it. Thank you for joining, man. All right, we'll wrap there. I'm sorry for kind of the abrupt ending, but how it goes sometimes. Guys, have a great weekend. Fun freaking show. Bummer. PredictBase. No worries with PredictBase. I mean, that's how busy they are. I'm telling you, I met with them at like 9 p.m. the other day. Like they're around the clock doing this thing. So we will get PredictBase back on the show. Try my best for maybe next Friday. I wouldn't mind a special one-off stream just, someday next week too. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Real quick, we'll just do the social shills. Guys, follow Billy Bets on X, but let me throw up my boy Cat.
It's early for them, so maybe doing an afternoon one-off show would be the way to go.
Yeah, I think that would be
especially with live odds coming soon. We definitely want to get the info from them. And if people didn't see, they've got it to where you're going to be able to gift shares to people. I found that really interesting. I haven't seen that on prediction market platforms, and I think it's a really cool onboarding opportunity to buy some shares of a market and gift them to a buddy and say, hey, look, you won on this prediction market, and be like, what? So
that's wild. No, that's a big freaking brain move. I love that. There we go. All right, smash the like on the show before you leave. Come over to CryptoSlam on YouTube and subscribe over here. Again, follow Cats on X, follow SlamAI on X, follow CryptoSlam on X. And you can follow me as well. I'll be live all weekend long on personal accounts. We'll have some fun. I hope you guys have a fun weekend. Hope the market absolutely freaking cooks. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you, boys.